lovely wife, who's here somewhere, will tell you it's probably not going to happen. I can't tell a joke. I'm not funny. And since the day we've met, I've never kept anything up for 7 minutes. Now, I'm sure some of this is funny. I was practicing in the car on the way over tonight. Windows up, by myself. And every car that went by had one person at least pointing at me and laughing. Except for the last guy. When I nailed that punchline right as his light turned green, he went by a little angry as he was swirling to miss me in the middle of the intersection. So I come from a long, long line of priests. I had a great-great-uncle was a priest. My great-uncle was a priest. My father was a priest. I disappointed them all. I became a doctor. I went to a career counselor. So what should I do? Priest? Doctor. And they said to me, why would you want to be just a priest when you could become a doctor and play God every day? You live. You die. I might not renew my Netflix if I were you. So I finally became a neurologist. Neurologist? Brain doctor? Yes. I take care of the big head, not to be confused with the urologist that takes care of the little head. The head we think with, not the head that guys think about all day. At least till they have a couple drinks, then they start thinking with that head too. Now, as a neurologist, brain doctor, yes sir, just neurologist, not neurosurgeon. As a neurologist, we diagnose some serious conditions. Just diagnosed a guy named Joe with Alzheimer's disease. I look right at him, Joe, I got bad news, you got Alzheimer's disease. He looks back at me and says, oh doc, that is bad news. At least I don't have Alzheimer's disease. So he lives at a home not far from my office. So sometimes I'll drive by on the way at night and drop in to see him. He's doing real well. They put him next to the fireplace, blanket over his lap, and there's a girlfriend that sits next to him, hand underneath the blanket, holding him. They're all happy until one day. She goes away for the day, and when she gets back, there's a new woman next to Joe, hand underneath the blanket. So she wheels herself over there. Joe, you son of a bitch! What's that whore got that I don't have? Joe looks right at her and says, Parkinson's? It's sad, it's really sad. No, not the Parkinson's is sad. I can fix that. But once I fixed it, Joe broke up with her too. Now, as a neurologist, the hardest thing we do is figure out what's wrong with people because we got to talk to them. I talked to a lady last week with terrible headaches. She looks right at me. I've had the exact same headache 7 days a week, 365 days a year for 30 years. So of course, what am I going to ask? What's it feel like? And she's got this bewildered look. I never thought about that. So then I said, what have you tried? Everything? What's helped? Nothing? What do you want me to do? Something? Like what? Anything, as long as it's all natural, no animal testing, generic, and no side effects. And I thought, that takes care of anything I could do, so I figured she better pray. I referred her back to the priest. Now, besides heart patients, we have some patients that are just too easy to figure out what's wrong. I got a call to the emergency room last winter. Guy had the worst headache of his life. Pull in the ER, he doesn't look so bad. He's got a jacket, a cap on. Walk up and ask him, what's the headache like? He goes, oh, doc, it feels like somebody jabbed an ice pick in my head about an hour ago. I look at him, look at the cap, I'm thinking, no. Look back at him, look at the cap, and he's like, pull off the cap, and no shit, there's an ice pick in his head. So what does he do? He goes to pull it out. Let me give you some advice. If you find yourself with an ice pick in your head, don't pull it out unless you're with me in an operating room with a CAT scanner and lots of Band-Aids and stitches, okay? Now you did okay, but take that advice to heart. Besides talking to patients, we get a lot of crazy late night phone calls. 2 a.m., Dr. Wall, Mrs. Jones can't sleep. I'm like, well, what happened? Well, I woke her up a few minutes ago to give her her sleeping pill, and she can't go to sleep. Like, that makes 2 of us. A few minutes later, Mr. Johnson can't pee. Like, can't pee? That's little head urology. The other thing doctors like to do is to take big names, turn them into initials that we can talk about and no one else understands. One of my favorites is PNES, psychogenic non-epileptic seizures. So I had a lady come into the ER having lots and lots of seizures. They wake me up. And I'm like, what kind of seizures does she have? And the nurse reads the chart, PNES. Doctor, it looks like she's having penis seizures. So I'm half asleep, and I'm about to say call the urologist, but instead I say, you know, that's kind of interesting. I think I'll come see her myself. The one place the urologists and neurologists overlap is, of course, erectile dysfunction. We all treat that. We all know that. My 6-year-old daughter knew that. The first football game we watched after the 5th commercial about this little blue pill, she asked me, Dad, what's erectile dysfunction? I look at her, sweetheart. Go ask your mother. So I hear her in the other room, Mom, what's erectile dysfunction? And I hear my lovely wife say, oh, sometimes a man and a woman love each other very much. They hold each other very close with no clothes. And then your dad's dick quits working. And by the time you guys have I'm out of the mood. That's erectile dysfunction. A couple of things you might know about, not know. Viagra's been around for 20 years. It just went generic. I see some grins on some of the ladies' faces here. And it was originally used for a real lung condition, not erectile dysfunction. I still treat a lady with the lung condition. She has to take Viagra 5 times a day. You should see the look the pharmacist gives her when she turns in that prescription. She's doing great, but I had to see her husband last week for exhaustion. I think my time is up. Somebody please tell my wife I made it a full 7 minutes finally.
Keep it going for John Wall. Keep the show rolling. Coming up to the